And so again, apparently the first 10 seconds are just people watching a thing. So I'm gonna wait for the thing to go over while y'all watch the ad, and then I will go and okay, here we go. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. I have different, okay, I have hair everywhere. Also become a member and join Patreon and Wraithax.eth domain name. So we do have quite a few things to go over today. I don't know where to start. Oh God, I started too harshly. All right, so this morning we can skip that. We can skip that. There's the other stuff that I was talking about. Beta Ray Bill. Okay, so Luke Skywalker, the most powerful Force user in the main story, in the Skywalker saga that we have. He was one of the original collectibles you have of him is a 1977 Star Wars PSA 10 trading card. It's of him in his, I don't know if anyone remembers this, when he goes and dresses up as a stormtrooper. And you have Leia say, hey, aren't you a little short for being a stormtrooper? And anyway, you have him as that, and I'll show you the picture of it real quick. Again, this isn't Gem Mint PSA 10 from 1977. I'm not 100% sure how many of them there are out there, but it had sold for $55,260. So just based off that, you could tell, oh, okay, his particular collectible, the first appearance of it on the blockchain, is probably going to go for a hefty amount. Now, obviously, there are thousands of the collectible, and there are not too many of those trading cards, at least not in that grade. And when we go and you take a look at it, again, just take a look at the thumbnail on this. It was absolutely bananas. We'll start off with the rare. Now, again, he had cleared about $309,000 in the first second because, again, they sold out everything that they made. And most of the things on Veve, it's not a demand problem. It's just a supply problem. Most of the things that are on Veve have sold out. Granted, most of them were in the first, second, third season, etc. But anywho, the rares, which I thought y'all were taking crazy pills at some point. I was like, why is this going for like $45? As soon as it ended, it was going for about $55. I was like, okay, well, let's see if it, breaks up or breaks down. Let's see where it goes. I missed one this morning on the drop, and I was like, okay, I'll see where it goes. I'm like, okay, it's 55. Apparently, throughout the day, it was at like 45, 46-ish, and I took a look, and I was like, no heckin' way. Like, this is the first appearance of him on the blockchain, and I think 2 hours ago, we had a couple whales go and eat mega food. They just went and chomped away at it. Why? Because I had counted, there was about 60 of them there between $45 and $60, and they all just got bought up. So let's say if we take an average of about 53, and let's say there were 60 of them, that's about $3,100, which I know isn't a ton, but you could have used that $3,100 to get a couple of really awesome sub 100s. But anyway, right now it's at 61.98, or let's just round up to 62 for the rare. You go and you take a look at the sub 100s, which I think should be probably around 350, give or take. You actually see a couple that are below that. You see one at 279, you see one at 250, and that's just for the normal sub 100s. Then you have the sub 50s, which really are an upper echelon on top of that. You can't get any for below 989, although that is the number 42. The number 41 is $7,000, so obviously that's a lot. The ultra rare, and I promise I do have other news to go over after this. The ultra rare, $120, just right out the gate. Immediately you doubled your money. And on top of that, if you take a look at the sub 100s on that, you can actually get a sub 100 for $100 just over that. So it's not like it has a multiplying factor. And again, this isn't like this has like thousands of additions. It only has, I think, what was it 985? Nine something? All right, let's look at the drops. And let's look at the Star Wars thing. And we'll take a look at the ultra rare. I'm pretty sure it was 980. Oh, sorry, it was 925, which actually means only 835. So it really wasn't a ton. So less than 900 there. We take a look. Oh, you could actually get number 73 for 235. It's not bad. Anyway, one that I think is actually fairly undervalued is number 49, because it is a sub 50, so it does get that extra premium. And it's from this guy named Ande189. I've bought a bunch of things from him before. He always has very good deals on. And you can get that for $360. The next lower thing on after that is $700. So it's about double. So if you go there, the floor automatically pretty much doubles. Like it rises like 98% up to $700. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the next one after that goes up to 1,000. But some of the big news is in the secret rare. Again, if the ultra rares, a lot of those I think should go for, it's 2 purchases away from being $1,000. You have the secret rare, the floor is $720. When I made a video this morning, it was a couple $100 below that. It was like $550, give or take. And then you had some of the sub 100s. I saw some of the sub 100s at like $770, $720. Like, and I was like, I saw where this is going. If I had the gems, I probably would have caved. I would have folded. I would have bought it. But thankfully, I only have 200 something gems. Like, whew, okay, my gems are safe. I do need them for the Mighties next week. I will get Luke eventually. I will get all the Star Wars characters eventually. But again, it's just a. I don't know if anyone remembers Nicholas Dunninger, who was on the podcast. He was the one that had the earbuds in, but the earbuds were like attached to the phone. Everyone was making fun of that. It was really good. Anyway, we actually used to go and play like Star Wars with the lightsabers. We were big nerds. It was really fun. Anyway, the sub 100s for these you could actually still get for like $1,100. You can even get number 91 for 1,100. You get number 73 for 1,200, 67 for 1,100. You can get number 69. It is $3,000 though, which I'm not gonna lie, I think is worth it, and I'll tell you why. Again, if you can get the secret rare for literally 50% higher, it's not a multiplier of like a 2x or 2.5x. It's just a 1.5x multiplier for a sub 100. I think that's pretty okay. You used to be able to get the number 41, 42, and 43, all of them, I think for less than like $7,000 total. The number 41, I'm not 100% sure what that sold for. I'll get to that in a minute, but the number 42 had sold for $1,600, which is, again, just barely double over the price of the floor. Not just a sub 100, a number 42. That's the second lowestly publicly available mint. So obviously you do have certain items like, let's say, Red Skull that has, you have number 40 and number 39 that were, gifted out into the community. But I think that was it. I don't know of any other collectibles that you had something like that. Anyway, and you had the number 42 for 1,600 and the number 43 that was sold for 1,500. I think the number 46, let me go and see if I have permission to sell, to give that information. Yep, not secret about what they paid. Number 46, which shout out to Tina, Rudy, and Tina. They are at, I think it was her birthday yesterday or it was today. I forget. They were on Veve Magic stream, but David and Dan was on there as well. Everyone was saying happy birthday. She got that for $8.99, and I was like, oh my god, that was one of the most undervalued things. That's probably going to be the floor at some point. But she got a sub 50 for it. That's what that sold for. Number 45 is still on there for 3,300, but there is, and that's the cheapest. The cheapest sub 50 is 3,300 right now. And I'm taking a guess that the number 41 was over $2,000 just because it should be. I do think that will be. I was talking to the person that had actually bought it. I was like, hey, this is probably going to be $10,000 at some point. So they listed it at $15,000, and I was like, okay, cool. Hopefully, I hope that doesn't sell for them because I do think it'll be worth a ton in the future. But that's why I think the number 69, everyone comment nice down below for the 69, should be worth a little bit more than everyone else because that is kind of a meme number. It's a rude number. Everyone really likes it. I think I paid a decent premium for Cassie number 69, Cassie Lang. She's Stinger in the Ant-Man series. We'll get those Marvel Mighties next week. Super pumped for those. Anyway, that's one of the items we have to go over with today. That Luke Skywalker one. We have, line boxes. Okay, somebody had purchased a Mickey Mouse, the 100th anniversary Platinum Moments, number 41, again, the lowest publicly available mint, for $1,500. Let me go and, where is it? There it is. For $1,500. I thought that was pretty legit. Again, that is the lowest publicly available mint. Could there be others in the future? It's not like the Veve app. Like the Veve logo, that gold and silver logo, they go and they don't send out 40 or however much to the licensor because they are the licensor. It's not, again, with Disney, they have to keep the first 40. Most of them go to the licensor and an additional 50 on top of that. Again, most of these do go to the licensor. But again, for the Veve logo, the number 41 that I have is probably not going to be the lowest mint of all time. They're probably going to give out multiple ones of that. I think they only have a couple left of the normal ones to give out, but it's just the sub 40 ones are the ones that they're going to have to give out when they run out of those. So I'm kind of talking against my investment there, but I know some people are a little worried. They're like, oh, hey, Marvel Unlimited has given out a couple of sub 41s already. What's to stop them from doing it at other points? And they very well could. Marvel, Disney, whatever. I do think a lot of these would be locked up. Again, they're not dumb. They didn't get to be such a powerful corporation by being like naive or like really playing fair a lot of times. Remember how a lot of times they would go and they used to do what Nintendo used to do and say, oh, hey, you can buy this movie for X amount of time. Then after that, we're going to lock it up in the Disney vault. It wasn't, for those of you that are like 25, years ago, you couldn't stream things. There was no streaming. You had tapes that you could buy, but you could only buy them at certain times. Let's say if you wanted Pocahontas, let's say if you wanted Little Mermaid, 101 Dalmatians, they would release them like every year. You'd be able to get something for like a month. And then once they were sold out, you couldn't get them again. They would lock them up in Disney Vault. Maybe if you got super lucky, maybe something would be on TV. I don't remember any of these Disney movies being on TV. Not in like the 90s anyway. So anyway, Disney, I don't think is going to just give away their sub 41s. I think they're just going to keep those for quite a long time. And maybe if someone wants to buy it like over the counter, hey, Disney, what can I give you in order to get this? They could be it, and it doesn't have to be for money. It could be like political points. You could just have somebody. Remember in what was it? Iron Man? No, Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier. You had one of the Hydra agents. I think he was played by Robert Redford. Goes to Nick Fury. Is like, oh, hey, I'll do this for you, but you have to get Iron Man to go to my granddaughter's birthday, and he has to mingle. No flyovers this time. You'd be surprised at how many things are done like backdoor deals like that. And again, it doesn't have to be just Disney. It doesn't have to be just politicians. It's just a lot of people. Oh, hey, can you do this for me? I know it's going to cost this much, but I'm making this much on it. Let me gift you back what you're spending on this so I can make the commission and we split the difference. There's a lot of things that happen on that. Anyway, moving on. You'll find that okay, so here's something a little bit fun. You had Mr. Quidvel Anderson that had gone on and said, Veve lost their license with Disney, and because we have Kryptoys. Kryptoys had reached back to me out about a year ago, going on and saying, oh, hey, we're doing this thing for, not Muscle Man, He-Man. We're going on and releasing He-Man collectibles. They are actually NFTs. I heard a couple of people saying they weren't NFTs. They are NFTs. They are on the Flow blockchain. I'm not 100% sure what that blockchain is. I haven't really heard of it before. But if you can tell, they've had a couple of people from the Veve community that had gone on and that they had sniped. They're like, oh, hey, we'll give you this or we'll do this for you. Again, I'm not 100% sure what other people's deals have struck. Again, for me, these things look kind of cute. And let's say if you wanted a Darth Vader in like a Marvel Mighty form, you should be able to get that on the Kryptoys thing on their Flow blockchain. But again, I don't really know if they have any type of proof of reserves. I don't know really their CEO. I don't know anything about them. So it all could just be one giant thing saying like, oh, hey, buy this. And then we never hear from them again. So I didn't do it. I'm sure the other people, I'm sure a couple of the other influencers and a couple of the other YouTubers had gone on and done their due diligence in order to do that. I just wasn't one of them. I just, didn't want to do it. Anyway, the exclusive contract that we do have is with Marvel. I don't know about the contracts for Disney, but according to a worker at Marvel at New York Comic Con last year, that exclusive contract, that relationship with with Marvel and Veve was for like 10 years. It was a long time. Now, I'm not sure if they could rework their contract. They could probably redo it at any time. They could say, hey, this relationship is going really well. So if I was Marvel, I would go and say, hey, I know this is the first contract that we had, but because Veve's so valuable to Marvel, they might be able to go and rework that contract early. It's kind of when like you get like at a baseball team, when you get this really young player come out before they become a free agent and can start taking offers, the team that had signed them, I think the Cardinals did this Albert Pujols a couple of times, like, hey, you're about to be a free agent. Before you get all these offers, let's sign this 7-year deal for $100 million. Let's sign this deal for X amount of dollars. So I feel like Marvel probably could do that with Veve. They could probably use the bear market, like, hey, sales numbers were up here, and now they're down here. But again, that's just their exclusive contract that they could rework if they wanted to. Disney, I'm not 100% sure had that exclusive contract to begin with. Again, just because you have let's say a hot topic, and let's go bigger than that. Let's say you have a Disney store that you wanted to open up, franchise, whatever, in New York. There were a couple of Disney stores in New York. I'm not sure how many are left. If you wanted to do that and say, okay, I can get exclusive rights to this Disney merch, right? And Disney says, yeah, sure, well, for these particular products. And then you could have Disney merch be in like the Walmart or the Kmart or, whatever type of mart there is next door. It's like, oh, hey, we gave you exclusive rights to Disney plushies and Disney things, but these Disney shirts and Disney shoes, and you have Hot Topic next door that has Disney belts, Disney whatever. So it doesn't have to be just one particular thing. I wouldn't really consider this FUD at all. If people want to go to other places to get other parts of IP, I think that's fine. Be advised, do so at your own peril. You've seen a lot of other projects out there, a lot of other platforms go and try stuff with major IP and it fail. And again, Veve didn't really have to go to any other projects and say, hey, can we get some of your YouTubers? We'll incentivize you by giving you X, Y, and Z. Other projects clearly are doing that. So again, it's not something that I would really want. And Silicon Secure has something to say about it, also saying, I tried buying an NFT on their platform, ran into bugs, and couldn't purchase. Y'all think Veve has problems? Lol, their platform sucks. So again, any platform in general, I'd imagine would get better as time goes on. These guys have been active for at least 6-7 months, whenever October was last year. So I would expect their platform to get better at some point. Again, I do not have a deal with them. They did reach out. I don't have anything for them. But according to Silicon, their platform sucks. Anywho, moving on. All right, we have other stuff. Oh, my friend Ty trying to mess with me. What we know. All right, we'll start with the Feeshes. So Feeshes just had an update. They had an annual, or they had a weekly swim up, which I guess they hadn't done in a couple of weeks. Rockman Blockchain sent me the link because I did miss it. And he says, transform your life one card at a time. It is something called Deck or Growth. And as soon as I see it, I see, if you go see to deckorgrowth.com, it's Deck, DEC. So that's dollar, or that's D as in David, D as in Delta, E as in Echo, C as in Charlie, K as in Kilo. The first thing I see is ace and relationships. And at first I think it's an asexual thing. I was like, Brock, I didn't know it was a Feeshes thing at first. I was like, Brock, I am not your audience if this is what it's going for. And then eventually he says, oh, hey, it's a game for Feeshes. I was like, oh, okay. So Feeshes is one of my other favorite projects. Link down below to the Feesh. You can go and mint there. You can mint a Feesh. There's a bunch of games already with it. There's a bunch of lore that's really similar to, was it Super 8 or like Stranger Things type of lore. It's really good. It's really fun. And he does airdrops every single month. So if you like, oh, hey, I want utility, you get that for each Feesh that you have. At least Feesh in each different wallet. Anyway, so we're going to go and take a look at this. You have a bunch of weekly tasks. So it is kind of meant for people that do want like self-growth. But again, it is a game just for you in general, saying have a meaningful conversation with a friend or a loved one is a weekly task. In order to get to some of the other ones, you have to complete that one, write a heartfelt letter to someone, practice active listening, ask someone to share their story, plan a fun activity. This would be a great drinking game. And you could have, again, this is just part of it. There is another one that he had shared with me. I don't know if I can share the other one. I think he can. I think I can. So you are going to be in a massive multiplayer game as well. So I don't know if anyone remembers one of the first games that he made where you can go and solve riddles, where you can go and if you get things, you are able to get free NFTs for that as airdrops as well, which is really cool. He is going to have another massive multiplayer game as well. You can be able to control the Feesh with joysticks. You're able to have a portal from one tank to another to evade certain things. It's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about it. Oh, got hiccups. All right, and also what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everyone to smash that like button right there. It's a free way to help support the channel. That'd be super great if y'all could do that. And what else we got here? Strong stuff. So somebody before, Jason8263 says, Randy, we know what is strong. And I was talking about a strong sellout with Luke, saying that stuff sells out instantly. Still, their drop model these days with, he said lints, but I'm guessing he means mints, is done in a way that people still go and gamble for the highest rarity. 90% lose money on it. and they know this. The mint sizes are done so that it sells out and people keep going for it. Not the best interest in collectors. I think this was definitely written at the time when Luke was about $45, $50, give or take. So it says false. People really only lose money if they choose to sell below what they paid for it. And we do have the Veve feed that went on and posted, hey, about 16% of these Luke sales, or at least the listings, were by bots. But again, this person was the one that also had said, oh, hey, we had 4 Marvel Comic #1 sell within an hour. And Omi Daily Burn had confirmed that it was really just one account that was merging. So I wouldn't put 100% stock in whatever the Veve feed says. So when they say 16% of them were bots, I would really like to see somebody else confirm that before I go and say, again, that statistic was out there. I'm just addressing it and giving my opinion on it just because I saw that and, that person was wrong before. Anyway, yeah, like I said, you don't lose if you don't sell below that. And again, only a certain amount of the listings were below retail. The rest were listed at retail or above. So I says, this is insanely scarce for the amount of fans that are out there. You're only looking at the active accounts on Veve currently, not what there will be in the future. And of course, a couple of whales just scooped these all up and he was proven wrong within 2 hours. Isabella, your boyfriend's here. Sorry, I'm just reading. I bought more OMI today. So I shout out to the Veve community that still continuously sells their OMI on the app to me. Again, if you are worried about liquidity for the token and you don't want to try to bridge it and you're just like, hey, I'm done with this project, I'm out, let me buy your tokens. Let me be your exit liquidity. So I did buy another million today. I am up to 167 million OMI. I should be up to 170 million before the end of the month. Now, I do have to pay rent and do a bunch of other stuff to do, but again, I will, and I do have the Mighties next. Oh, there's so much that I have to buy. And I am trying to get a third logo, but with prices this low, I'm really not upset. Even if it does go lower at some point, this is perfect for stacking, in my opinion. Again, for me, this is not financial advice. 22 minutes here. Okay, what else we got? Oh, so Binance, the BSC Gems alert says which new coin is Binance listing. And they had mentioned that about 12, what time is it? 16 hours ago. There were a couple of people that said, oh, hey, OMI, please. And I'm sure OMI will get on Binance at some point. I'm just not expecting that right away. Like, it's not something I'm expecting this quarter or maybe even Q3. It is something that I would expect starting in Q4 going forward, maybe in the early quarters of next year. I definitely do expect an exchange at some point this year. Obviously, towards the end of the year, we really would need to get more utility first. But other people are like, oh, it's probably going to list Pepe, or they might. Pepe, I don't know if there's any utility. I don't think there's anything to do with Pepe. I don't think it's attached to a project. So they might not. They might actually list Mong, that MONG coin that I was talking about. It is attached to the project. Those Mongs, those are, I don't know what to call them. They have been going up fairly recently. There's been a lot of ETH there. I think there's like 1,800 unique owners. It's a pretty interesting PFP project. That was the one that I was going to buy before my Bitcoin got stolen. It didn't get stolen. I just went to send Bitcoin from one of my wallets just to Uniswap, and it just got lost. I don't know where the fudge it went. I don't know what happened, but it's gone. So I didn't buy any. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to OMI for right now. Now we have, yep, sent that to you. There's proof of the OMI purchase. Oh my God, it's too late. There's proof of the OMI purchase that it had sent to the app, which I thought was really cool. We have Veve Viral go on and say, hey, high key, I genuinely believe that the real Randy Chavez will be way wealthier than most of us in as little as a year or two. I just don't give the OMIs. I just don't have the OMIs, and he's talking about balls, to follow his strategy. $OMI. I thought that was really nice. So shout out to Veve Viral for being a bro. We have Nikamago saying, I think he's going to struggle telling his grandkids that he used to be a millionaire but gambled their inheritance. So of course I had to respond saying, bold of you to assume I'll ever lose my virginity. That's kind of a rumor I just wanted to start, that I was still a virgin. Maybe people will believe me. I don't know. I love, we have somebody, JD NFT, saying he will most likely vanish at some point for reasons we will not know. Todd Father saying, sailing into the sunset on a mega yacht with blackjack and, I can't say that word, sounds like a plausible way to go. I thought so as well. We also have, I think that's it for the news, right? Yeah, okay, that should be it. So we'll go on right now, and I'll take some of the comments, as long as I don't have any more news to go over. Yep, you have that for sale. All right, cool. Let's see what we got here. Bill Gardner saying, first to the key, first to the egg. Yo, what up? I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. Bill Gardner, especially you. You're a bro. G-Flow says, are the Kryptoys new Star Wars drop bearish review? No, not at all. Bill Gardner says, I picked up a rare. Very nice. How much? Prince Toby says, what up, Randy? Do you think the other Star Wars, anime Star Wars Visions Season 2 just dropped today? Do you think of the Star Wars anime, Star Wars Visions Season 2? Oh, I didn't see it. I haven't I have not had time. I did just go back to work, so I haven't really had time for anything. I will try to take a look at that at some point. I didn't see the first one. Is it called Visions? I don't think I saw the first one. I do know they're coming out with like a Jedi Academy. I really hope the last scene in that series is just going to be Order 66 with Anakin going in there and just murdering people. That would be hysterical. But no, I haven't really taken a look at after The Mandalorian. I was like, okay, I'm done for a while. Yeah, it just takes up a lot of time. Bill Gardner saying, just a heads up, I'm coming at you, bro, on Groot Mighties. Gotta gobble up sub 100s. All right. So, there's so many. All right, so there's so many characters. This could be very similar to The Eternals. Not saying that it would be a bad movie. I heard it was doing pretty well, and that James Gunn really wanted to make this movie really well because there were some doubts about him heading the DC universe. So apparently did this, a lot of effort went into this. But you could have it similar to the Eternals where there's 10 people, where there's 10 Mighties. At that point, I would just take the character. I don't know. I think Rocket is really cool. Rocket's been in a bunch of movies. Bradley Cooper's really dope. And he's just got an interesting story. He's just got, he's a mechanic. He's just fun. He's got a bunch of really good lines in this movie too. So maybe I would take him. Maybe I would. Nebula's really awesome as well. Slowly going from woman to machine. I was like, oh, that's really cool, and still having a bunch of human in her. Like I think where it counts. So I think I would like her. Star-Lord's obviously cool. I don't know what happens in the movie yet, but you had Dave Bautista on Instagram saying, yeah, this is gonna be the last Marvel movie I'm gonna do, and it's like, okay, so either he dies or just it's filmed in a way in which that he won't come back. But again, nobody in Marvel movies ever actually dies. They can always come back, again, because it is multiverse. You could have different versions of one another. I think it'd be really fun to get Robert Downey Jr. back again as Iron Man, or even as a different Iron Man, or even just as somebody posing as Tony Stark, but he could just be a Skrull. I think that would be dope also. Tom Cruise was obviously supposed to be a different version of Iron Man in the Doctor Strange movie, but I don't know why they didn't have him. I forget what it was. It was like a scheduling conflict or whatever. That was just like a kind of like an Easter egg because he was in the running for the original Iron Man in like 2008. That was supposed to be him. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Marvel Mighties. Groot's would be great. So there's a reason why you have some things like Spider-Man. Oh hey, why is we have a first appearance Spider-Man, but then why is Zombie Hunter Spider-Man different? It's just a different version of Spider-Man. That's why in the Spidey things, you have Spidey-Gwen, you have Jessica Drew, you have, Black Cat's not really part of it, you have Spidey 2099. These are all different versions of Spider-Man. The same way that Loki, you have Alligator Loki as first appearance, and then you have normal Loki as a first appearance, just because they are different versions of Loki. The reason why the second version of Groot that we have is not a first appearance is because it's the same Groot as the baby Groot from the Christmas holiday special, whatever it is, that we had the holiday Groot that was animated. The reason why they had that was just because it's the same one. It's just older in the timeline. They did time skipped a few years, and that was him. And this one, they time skip another few years, and we have Giga Chad Groot. We have just like absolute unit of a Groot. He's super thick Groot. So again, even when if we have him as a Mighty, he won't be first appearance either, just because it's the same Groot. It's just more forward in the timeline. Sleeping Comics says, Randy, what up, Sleeping? What up, my bae? I love you. Bae. Other Mighties I want to get. I don't know. I have to see what they'll be. Oh, I did not mean for that to rhyme. I've been listening to a lot of rap, not because hold on. Do they all uncommon and rare? How many? Oh, Soul Stones. Oh, nada. Sold a lot of my stones. Saving for Marvel Mighties. I just had a friend go over and say, hey, what is this. Okay, moving on. Yeah, the other Mighty. Okay, once they announce the Marvel Mighties. Oh, and even after the announcement, we might get the announcement on maybe Friday, and they might release it on Sunday. I think that would be great. Or they could just go and say, "Oh, hey, we'll announce it on Sunday, and then we'll get it on Tuesday," something like that. I'll keep y'all posted. Steven Duarte says, "Mr. Randy, MCP is already down." So they had made an announcement yesterday saying, "Oh, hey," actually they made an announcement 2 days ago saying that, oh no, it was yesterday, saying that today, starting this morning, you would get, MCP would go down for about 24 hours or so. They're just doing some maintenance with it, some whatever. But it'll be back pretty shortly. Bill Gardner says, "Sleeping." Sleeping says, "Sadly, I didn't get a Luke today. Instead, I bought some undervalued comics." My man, get that bread. Congrats to you on that. Oh, also, I have another thing to go over that I completely forgot about. I actually have two things to go over that I completely forgot about. One is getting real comfortable and peeing in the pool. Oh, no, I did that. The other is... Oh, God, do I have it? I'm pretty sure I have it. Oh, Catherine, how you doing? How you doing, girl? So, yeah, we do have a Wild Blue Press. Wild Blue Press is pretty active over on the... they're just a bookstore saying, "Oh, hey, Stealing Manhattan, the untold story of America's billion-dollar gem heist masterminds with Bill Bearer and Pavle Stanpanamarovich," who we know. That the link to that book, and again, here's the picture of it. The link to that book for Amazon is down below. Totally go and get that. I'm really pumped for that book. I'm hearing that certain people are also really pumped, and certain people might be attached to the movie, which I think is really dope. Again, is based on a true story, and I think whoever plays in that movie is gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really dope. Anyway, moving on. We got... Oh yeah, Sleeping. Which comics do you think are undervalued? Which ones did you buy? I am curious. Darth Chaos says, "Hello there." Oh, General Darth Chaos. Oh yes, may the Schwartz be with you. I'm sorry, that's the wrong movie. May the Fourth be with you guys. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. Skinny Pete says, "Hello. Meow meow meow." Bill Gardner says, "I picked up 5 more Groot comic commissions. I'm up to 55 with 10, not commissions, commons. I'm up to 55 with 10 secret rares, plus uncommon, rare, and ultra rare." That is dope AF. Yeah, you've had that Tales of Astonish profile picture for quite a while, and I guess you're gonna go pretty heavy on the Groot Mighties. Good for you, mate. Good for you. G Flow says, "How high do you see Aether going? Only 3,800 in supply." I'll give a look for you right now. I'm not... okay, listen. This could be hit or miss. Let me type in the Aether and see what it's at. Damn, it's at 215. I think I sold it at like 80, 90. I was like, all right. That's really, really cool. I don't know. Listen, how many people are actually going to get that? How many people are going to use that secret rare? And they're taking, let's say, the Eye of Agamotto right now, $700, and they're burning it. Like, they are lighting it on fire in order to get that Thanos secret. And it's not just that. You do the secret rare, you do the Aether, so that's another couple $100. You do the... you do all of them, and on top of that, you go and you burn something for the Soul Stone. So... You're burning almost like $1,000 worth of stuff, and you're losing sets, because if you only have one of those, like, again, it's pretty difficult to get multiple secret rare Eye of Agamottos just because they're so expensive. So you're losing sets because you're losing you're burning all of these collectibles, so it's going to be less MCP points. I don't know how many of these, and again, you are limited to what, like 2,200? I'm going to say even 1,100 Thanos, secret rare Thanoses, because I don't believe that there are actually 2,100 of the secret rare Eye of Agamottos out there. I'm pretty sure that 40% of them at least are locked up, and they are in bot accounts. Because again, that was out. They had released those around the time when bots were fairly rampant. So I would say, yeah, I would say that you go and get... Sorry. I'm trying to crack my jaw. Too many years of fighting. Ugh. I would say that you get maybe 800 Thanos, octopi, mooses, meese, octopi. 800 of the Thanos mints out there, which is pretty rare. And again, he does come... you're going to have a lesser version of him. You are going to have him in the what do you call it? In just like the normal pose, not really the battle pose. So you can have him in both ways. Obviously, the more desirable one would be in like the battle pose with the battle armor. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, this is yeah. I mean, you're lighting $1,000 on fire to do so, and you're losing sets. So I mean, he has a lot to him. There's many layers to him if you can get him. I mean, he could go for $1,500, 2,000. Like it wasn't just like, oh, he's the villain of this movie. No, he was teased. He was teased for quite a while. He was teased at really at the end of Avengers Endgame by him saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And then he just looks really really cool. His presence was felt all throughout like the 2010s, all throughout that decade. And again, nobody really dies in comic books. He will come back for Secret Wars. Like I promise you. I promise you that. There's gonna be an awesome scene with him coming back. It's gonna be so cool. If he might even come back just in. They didn't really say what happened to people when they got all dusty. I mean, most people that came back when they were brought back didn't really remember it, but they do play fast and loose with like gravity holes and black holes and stuff like that. So they could probably say, "Oh, hey, Thanos disappeared from one reality and just popped into another." And what he does in the comics, in the storyline now, I think in the Thor storyline, he's currently crafting a seventh stone, like a seventh reality stone. I know there are 6 right now that were originally created from Nemesis at the birth of the universe, but Thanos is in the process of creating a seventh stone, about to fight Thor's grandfather, Bor. It's heckin' epic. So yeah, I would definitely go and put some stock that Thanos could be really great, but at the same time, you are sacrificing a lot for him. So I don't know if the people that are sacrificed for him will actually sell him for $1,000. They shouldn't. If anyone crafts him as the secret rare and they get that battle pose, if you're gonna sell it for like $500, you're a freaking moron because it's costing you at least double that in order to craft it. So it really should be over $1,000 for that. And again, if there are, let's say, 500 of them, that could be thousands of dollars. So it really is a coin flip. I don't know. We shall see. Moving on. G-Flow says, how high do you see the Ether going? Oh yeah, I just read that. Harris says, Flow blockchain is a little better than GoChain as far as I know, but not so widely used. Again, nobody uses GoChain, so I would. It's not really saying much. Potential Human says, smash humans, like, hello, error, retry. Yeah, smash it. Potential Human says, hello humans, smash like. Yes, do. Where am I going here? Hope you have a magical. Yep. Got it. Okay, moving on. ZT says, hi Randy, what's up with OMI? When do you expect the price to change? I keep dollar cost averaging, but it seems like it's not moving. It probably won't move until after we get utility. And even just because we get utility, like let's say OMI to NFT, you will get a little bit of buy pressure on the token. You will get a bunch of people going and saying, oh, hey, I'm going to take my token off my Trust Wallet, off exchange. I'm going to bridge it and get it onto the OMI app. That's why I'm acquiring a lot of OMI on the app right now, so that this way I don't have to go and bridge and do whatever. I'm not going to advise anyone to do the same because I don't give financial advice, but Dashi, it would definitely behoove you to go get OMI on the app right now so you don't have to go and bridge any tokens later in the future, pay a bunch of gas fees, because everyone's going to be bridging at once. It's just a way to save money now. Again, if you're buying it just to sell, then you're not going to need to worry about that. But if you're going to buy it and suddenly, oh, hey, I put in $500 into OMI, and then suddenly you have $5,000 worth of OMI, well, I could sell $3,000 worth of OMI and just use $2,000 worth of OMI on the app to buy what I really want, because nobody really has an emotional connection to OMI. A lot of people have emotional connection stuff on the app because I guess they're all things, but at least they're things that represent people, moments, etc. OMI is just a means to an end. But again, just because we have OMI to NFT, just because we have that utility, doesn't mean it like 10x overnight. It might give it a decent bump. I would say, again, just because of the utility and people using it, but I would say a big exchange would really help it, because again, right now it can be manipulated to heck because there's not a lot of volume in there at all. And I would say you could go and have, you could probably have a 2x just from the utility, and then another doubling or tripling on top of that from another exchange. So you'd probably see well over 0003, or I'm sorry, well over 003 just on those two things alone. And then when you get the volume on top of that, yeah, you could get some really, really awesome stuff really, really quickly. If it goes to 0035, suddenly, oh, hey, I haven't lost any money on OMI anymore. Suddenly, I got back what I put in. Not that I ever saw at that point. Obviously, you could still make the argument, oh, well, Chavez, you still lost money. You were a millionaire, and at 0035, I'm not a millionaire at that point, but it's still just about what I put in, give or take. Moving on. Where was I? So I would expect it to change. I would say maybe a little bit in Q3 with some announcements, but I would really say you'd have to wait to get an exchange for us to really, really move. Pumpkey says even the Disney stock is down 50% from high. I mean, it's a macro. It's very, very not good. And also you have this. It's not just Disney is also suffering from quite a lot of stuff. They go woke, go broke. They've had some very cringy moments that they've done. Now, you have these people that are unfairly just saying like, oh, anti-Disney stuff, and I think that's why like Mario movie did so well. I mean, it made over $1 billion, not because I think it was a better movie than some of the other Marvel stuff or Disney stuff. Although I loved it because I got a bunch of Nintendo tattoos. I don't have any Disney tattoos, but again, it did so because you do have that group of people like, oh, I'm gonna not watch Disney anymore. And then they're going to go and just find a new avenue. Like, what are you going to do? Just not find fun things? So you do have that working against them. They're pretty much at war with the Floridian government, actually threatening to leave Florida. I don't think they'll actually do that. They spent way too much money and way too much time there. But yeah, they actually threatened to leave Florida. And it's like, okay, well, where would they go? You would have, God, America has so many geniuses. It's insane. And this problem could get worse. Let's say if DeSantis, I mean, we're going to get political here for a second. I feel like all Republicans need to do is run someone that is normal. If you run someone that's just normal and they could just not say anything stupid, they get elected super quick. Same thing with Democrats. Just pick someone normal. You could blow away the competition. Like, oh my God. Anyway, let's say DeSantis goes and he runs and he does, like, his platform will be going and saying, yeah, we're going to make Disney pay or something like that. And it's just not a good look for Disney when you're fighting literally half of the US government. Now, are they going and making things better? Sure, absolutely. I love all their stuff. I still love I love most things about them. Again, you also don't go and become one of the biggest corporations in the world without being a shark, without doing some really awesome, I'd say sometimes shady business deals. Anyway, moving on. Where was that? Stan says, have the total number of editions been released for the Thanos airdrop? Thanks. Yes and no. I mean, you can calculate, like, let's say if 2,100 people all had one Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto, then you could say, oh, hey, then you could have as much as 2,100 Thanos. But I do believe the number is much less than that. I would be really shocked if we had, like 1,100 Thanos. Like if we had 1,100 people that had a Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto that were burning everything, that were to get that were willing to go and burn their stuff, I really would be shocked. I wouldn't. I don't think there'll be that much. I don't even know if there'll be 1,000, but we'll see. Oh, so Eddie Gonzalez says Aether price in after Gauntlet drop. It's not going to be a lot. Minimum get cut in half, if not cut by 60-70%. And again, the reason, like, it's not just throwing this number out of my head. If anyone remembers Namor the Submariner as a Marvel Mighty did get up to like $385. Why? Because you needed Namor to qualify for the Shuri Black Panther airdrop. So originally Shuri Black Panther was not part of the original set. You had to complete the original 6th set in order to get that 7th one, in order to get her in the airdrop. And what happened after, he went up to $385 and people needed him? The day after the airdrop, boom, dropped down to like $69. Everyone comment nice down below with the $69. And of course, I used that opportunity to buy a bunch of sub 100 Namors. I now have 5 sub 100 Namors just because he is the second scarcest Marvel Mighty. The first scarcest is the Shuri Black Panther. I think there's like 880 of her. There's like 910 Namor the Submariners, but it's only 880 Shuri Black Panther. So there's not a lot. So this is why I don't think everyone is going to want to complete each Marvel Mighty set. There's going to be a ton of them in the future. There already are. But just because I feel like some people will be like, I don't really like this set, this set, this set, they'll just pick the sets that they want. But anyway, the Aether, I would say it drops 60 or 70% after that, just because we've seen that type of stuff before. Same thing with, you had that Marvel Mighty set for MODOK. MODOK has like 2,200 of them because 2,500 versions of the ultra rare, and the ultra rare happened to be Jan Van Dyne. She was up to like 60 something dollars and then dropped down to like $11 afterwards. For a while, all of the original set was under $13, and now you have I think almost all of them at $13, except for Wasp. Wasp was the one kind of like the odd man out, which is super awesome, an Avenger, but she is, I don't know, I think like $6, $7 still pretty low. Anyway, Aether, yeah, 60 or 70%, it'll drop afterwards. Prince Toby says, if we ever get Mario NFTs, we need the ultra rare to be Bowser singing Peaches, 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 Peaches. Dude, I've seen so many versions of that on TikTok where people dancing, people singing it upside down, people singing it backwards. I was like, what the fudge? It's great. Like you did in Mario movie, the memes we can make from it will be incredible. That's a good point. I would love that. That'd be great. Bill Garner says, gotta get Rocket Mighties too. Yeah, dude, Rocket, I love him. So I just want to squeeze him. What I also want to do is I feel like I have the hair to be Bucky. I just need to get super jacked. Hold on. I just need to get super jacked. Maybe add on like 20 more pounds of muscle, lose 10 pounds of fat. Maybe I could cosplay as Brown Bucky. You know, he has God, what is that? It's like a semi-automatic. So it's not like an M16. It's not like an M4. I don't even know. Maybe like, does he have an AK in Infinity War where he has the AK in his like? Oh God, what is that? What do they have? Not adamantium hand. Used to make a shield. Oh my God, what is that super rare metal that they're using in Marvel that I'm derping on right now? Wakanda. Okay. Wakanda has what metal? Vibranium. Okay, so he has his vibranium arm with an AK-47 in one hand, and then he has Rocket, who has like I don't even know what Rocket has in the other, spinning around. That was probably one of the greatest scenes that I've ever seen in a Marvel movie. Just Rocket going, get some! It's like shooting someone, and just, I wonder if Bucky ever tells anyone about that. It's like, I picked up a raccoon and killed people. Like, could you imagine just Bucky in like a therapy session and doing that? I would just. Anyway, moving on. Chai Tonka says, I have a sub 50 Invisible Woman pedestal. Sell or hodl? Let me try to do an analysis on that for you, because that happens to be one of the ones that I have. I don't have a ton of sets anymore. I only have 61. So let me go and see. The same way, you know how I said, oh, hey, Marvel Mighties, they might be doing something with that. The Fantastic Four, you have Invisible Woman, you have Mr. Fantastic, you have the Holiday Greeting card, you have another Invisible Woman thing. I really think you are going to have the thing, you are going to have Johnny Blaze at some point. Anyway, the pedestal right here, what's it going for, like $26? Excuse me. And that's the floor. So I would say a sub 100, 75, maybe a sub 50 over 100. Not even close. You could actually get a sub 100 for $46, which means a sub 50 should probably be 90 something dollars. But actually it's not. The cheapest one is $390. At least that's the cheapest listed. But again, if I'm going to see what did you have? You have a sub, well, let's say it's 49. You just said a sub 50, but let's say a 49, 42, whatever. If I see it for like $250, or I can go, oh, hey, I can get a number 52 for $69. You know what to do. Comment nice down below for 69. I would just get the number 52 for $69. Or the 84 for $59. Or the 89 for $45. I would just get one of those. Like, I wouldn't get, if you wanted to go and try and sell the sub 50 for $90, I would say like that has a good chance of selling, or a decent chance of selling. I would say I would do that. But if that doesn't sell, maybe put it down to like $80. But again, it really seems, what do you want to do with the rest of the gems? I'd say if you wanted to do that, you could buy back the floor and then net the difference. That's okay. I'm trying to do something similar with She-Hulk. I actually do have something to say with She-Hulk. I was looking at because she is a secret rare. There's only 500 of her. Again, take away 90, only 410, which is a lot. You're taking away a large amount of the supply. It's not like when you have something like, oh God, what is it? I don't know, like a 10,000 mint thing. Oh, take away 90. Okay, cool. There's still 9,910 mints. It's okay. You have 500 mints. You take away 90. You're literally taking away 18% of the entire supply in one go before it's released. So there's really not a ton of her at all. I do have two of them. I have number 126 and number 95. I did have a sub 50 of her at one point. Sold it fairly high, and I bought this back because it was at the floor. But speaking of things being at the floor, she's $143. That's her floor. And there's number 60 of her for $175. And I want it. I won't buy it because like I said, I really want stuff for the Marvel Mighties next week. But yeah, her at her sub 100, 175. Now again, it's not like the sub 100s are too crazy or add too much of a premium, just because there are so few of her in general. Like there's no 4 digits of her. I don't think there's any 500s either. I don't think that one was ever minted. I think that was the one that they happened to get back. So yeah, I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, some things just being at the floor. Where was I? Bill Gardner says, I'm still holding my 70 M'Bakus, so got to do the same next for Groot and Rocket. Bill Gardner, how many sub 100 M'Bakus do you have? And the reason I'm asking is because I don't have as many M'Bakus as you do. I don't have a lot. I only have 21 M'Bakus. I bought most of them when he was between $3 and $4. But out of the 21 M'Bakus that I have, I know I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 that are sub 100. I don't think any are sub 50, but yeah. Got to get the sub 100s, bro. Troy Perez, 76, says Aether is going to get squeezed and the power orb, I think. I mean, you might. I mean, you have another week or so of being able to go and people buying those. So these actually could go up quite a bit more. Again, if at the end of next week, these are, what are they, 5? If these are, if the culmination, if you're adding all these up separately and the sum of all the parts are like $1,500, Thanos is probably going to be going $1,500 minimum. Because again, you wouldn't want to burn or destroy $1,500 worth of product and then sell it for $1,200. That really just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I would say this is, and again, you are losing sets on top of that. Like you're losing MCP points every single day if you burn all these things for them. So I would say that this is, you have to add even another premium on that. So depending on what the sum of that is, I would say add like a 1.3 factor rate on it. So if all of these were $1,000, I would say expect Thanos to be minimum $1,300. Maybe even more, because you have to recognize that in order for you to break even on that, okay, take off 8.5% right off the top because of the fees, and then take off another 10% on top of that because of the selling fee if you want to cash out. Thanos could actually be quite a lot. Thinking about it now, he could actually be $1,500. And again, that's as the prices right now of these gems. And these held very, very well. When you have a grail like Luke coming out and people spending thousands of dollars for him, I would expect that some people would want to, oh, hey, I bought the Secret Iowa model for $200. Now it's $700. I'll sell it for $600, and triple up your money that way and get something. But it didn't. People weren't really doing that. Or if they did, they were bought up by whoever they were bought up by. So this is really interesting. Dragging these out are really, really interesting. Bill Garner says, I'm still holding 3 Aether and 4 Orbs. Might build 2 Gauntlets, 1 Secret Rare and 1 not. Oh, that'd be cool. Troy Perez says that's his exact plan as well. Prince Toby says, I'm honestly surprised my golden R2-D2 is only 384. I thought it would have at least reached 400. I mean, it probably will at some point. Again, this is a... how I don't know if you saw this the other day, or one of my videos the other day, where I was talking about Star Wars. There are not a ton of fans on this app, or out of, let's say, the 14,000 weekly wallets that we have, that are active, not all of them are Star Wars fans. Or if they are, they're not like super, super Star Wars fans. Because there was a lot of people that say, oh, hey, why does Luke have a green lightsaber? As like they didn't see, Return of the Jedi, or they just don't know how things are crafted. So you had multiple people, like dozens, asking that. So when the real Star Wars fans get in, and they will, that R2 is going to go flying. What does it get up to? Again, I don't know. Again, there are quite a bit of him, at least for the amount of people that we have on the app right now. But that's on the app right now. When you have a couple million people on here, that's going to go to the heckin' moon. Anyway, moving on. Troy Perez says, anyone got any thoughts on the gauntlet price in secondary market? I'm worried it will be a lot. If it's just the gauntlet, I'm not sure. I haven't really done those calculations. If it's like the Thanos with the gauntlet, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be dope. Bioshock. Hi, Bioshock. All right, what do I got here? What do I got? Yep, you're in. Okay, nope, I'm not in. Get that. Sign mine. Nope. Okay. Sorry. Bill Gardner says, I'm definitely burning Secret Rare Eye. Get that bread. Troy Perez to second that. Smarty Pants says, at Prince Toby, it will all go up over time. R2D2 was over 10K and people paying those prices, so I'm sure it'll do just fine soon enough. Agreed. I would expect it to go to at least a couple thousand again over the next year or so. And then, obviously, once we go and super hyper bull market everyone in, gonna be insane. Sam says, how does Veve determine which are the bot accounts? I mean, you could kind of look at it and say, oh, hey, this person only has like 3 collectibles and they don't have a profile picture and they made the account like last week or something, yeah, I don't really expect the bots to ever go 100%. I mean, for Comic-Con, you can't. Like every single year at Comic-Con, you have people that have bots and they go and they get all these Comic-Con tickets and then they scalp them. It's like nobody can get this done. Nobody can go and counteract bots 100%. It's just impossible. Eddie Gonzalez says, a year from now is the 5-year of Endgame, so I'm gonna keep a set of stones just in case for the Iron Man gauntlet. That'd be all right. I feel you. Troy Perez says, wait, no, this is in 2018. Today is this month was like the 5-year, or last week, Troy Perez says, oh, nice, Eddie. That is some forward thinking. Mm-hmm. Bill Gardner says, yep, I'm definitely keeping the full set too. I'm not selling Thanos less than 5K. Oh, price point. Prince Toby says, when my friends took me to see Infinity War back in 2018, they described Thanos as a big purple grape. Unfortunately, I thought Thanos was going to be a grape. Disappointed when he wasn't an actual grape. That'd be dope. Troy Parrish says, look at Pepe go. I haven't taken a look at Pepe in quite a while. The first time I looked at Pepe, the first time I looked at Pepe, I was like 15. But you know what I mean. He was number 300 coin, and now oh my God, he's number 67. Jesus. That is such an insane rise. God, Pepe to the moon. And he's got a 911 million, almost $1 billion market cap, less than 100 million away, actually less than 89 million away from that $1 billion market cap. And he could keep going. Again, you could see him on Binance at some point. Everyone's super pumped over him. That's definitely a good one. The one, like I said, I did really want to get into was Mong, but again, I lost the Bitcoin. Trading volume on that is super low. It's only 17 million. Let's see what OMI's at. Number 208. We might go down to the 00059s. If we go to 00059s, I'm buying another million. Dude, if we do that, I'm buying another million. I'm doing it. If we go and do that, I'm getting another one. God, I have so much stuff I need to do, and I have so much stuff I want to buy. Oh, I can't keep doing this, but I want it. I need it. Am I SpongeBob at Sandy's Dome? Because I need it. All right, moving on. ZT says thank you. Cheers. Bill Garner says go woke, go broke for sure. Mm-hmm. George17 says exchanges aren't the issue. The coins have good volume and same exchanges or less. It's the utility and the marketing. You can't have good volume unless you're really on other exchanges. Like if you're only on these types of exchanges, you don't have like 100 million in volume. But agreed, you definitely do want utility. You do want marketing. We don't have that yet. Again, they could turn that on at any moment they choose to. I don't know when they will. They will. Again, I don't know when. It could be another year. I don't know. Like I said, I went back to work. I'm trying like heck to get to that 200 million. If I can get it, great. Keep going. If we're down here, I mean, we won't be down here for another year, but if we're down here for another year, I will 100% go and get over 200 million. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Good coin volume, same exchanges, less utility marketing. Yep. Bill Gardner says, I don't know if there will be many Aether left because of everyone crafting with the uncommon eye. It's a good point. Actually, that's a good point. If you have that gone, yeah, it's true. It's true. Big A says, this private company said something I didn't like, so I'm going to use my government's power as a politician to get even. Republicans. Yeah. Politicians in general, they say a lot of stupid things. Again, they are under the microscope, and I'm certain that there are some politicians out there that really do mean well, and then there are ones that are just out, and then there are a lot of them are just out for themselves. There are a lot of them that are just like, oh, dude, power, money, a lot of it corrupts. Anyway, VV Wheel says, what up, homie? Should Luke's Secret Rare be at 3K? At some point, yes. Now, no. But we were talking about Luke's Secret Rare before. I'll go over him again real quick. But I do want to keep my eye on OMI because I got stuff I gotta. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. You have his sub 100s. Okay, you get him at 1100. Yeah, you can get them at 1100. The sub 100s haven't really changed. I want to see what the price low to high is of the actual floor. 766. Oh no, I'm sorry, 695. So it actually gone down if you want to go and get some. I mean, again, there's not a ton of him. How many lightsabers sold each year? Like 10 million lightsabers each year. This is not even something where I'm actually probably a little bit more bullish on the I get maybe on the rares because the rares are something that okay, or I guess the rares are ultra rares because those 10xing those and it's $600. It's still kind of affordable. If you 10x you can't really 10x, like if you 10x is $6,000 for a Luke, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I get it. It's super super limited. I just feel like the ones that are for the masses might just have a little bit more of ROI. And I feel like that's been proven in the past with a bunch of these. But that being said, if you don't want to sit there and be like, oh, hey, let me sell 50 of these Luke Skywalkers. Like, again, all of the comics that I've been getting, I might burn them at some point, but I'm not going to go and sit there and sell these comics that I bought for $2 and sell them for $4. It's just not worth it for the time that you go and do it. So the same way like that, if you have a bunch of money, you're probably just going to get one or two or a couple of these Lukes. There's only so much. I mean, even now, $700 is a lot. Like, oh, hey, that's almost my rent. I mean, you have pay rent or get a Luke, and for sub 100, 1100 or sub 50 at like 3K, it's people's mortgage payments. That's a lot. And what you'll really see this is a lot of men are going to be buying these, mostly because this is just a man thing. Men are more interested in things, women are more interested in people. I feel like my blind just moved, and I'm not sure why. Dashy, can you take a look at that? What do you do when you have men that are lonely and in tech, and it like NFTs don't reject them? Why do some people, why do they get fat? Food doesn't reject. Well, I also just love it. I live to eat. But again, NFTs don't reject you. You can go and put Luke in any position you want. You can tap him as many times as you want to make the sound. It's a lot easier to go and spend money on something that has given you joy, that has never really hurt you. There's some parts in Star Wars that hurt me. It's a lot easier to do that than to go and I don't know, it's just where we're going with the metaverse. It's a lot easier to spend money on inanimate objects, on things that you probably can interact with at some point, than it is to go and, I don't know, like talk to people and press like you also have the Giga Chads on top of that. Like, oh hey, look at this, look what I bought. Like these are very, and this is Luke. This is one of the most popular things. Like they had to go. I think it's not minor. Like football players that aren't really well known, or even like some basketball players that aren't really well known, will go and show off a lot. Because like again, even with football, you can't really recognize some people's like faces because they're always wearing helmets. So they have to like be a little bit loud. They have to go and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a professional football player. I do this." You know, throw a bunch of money around, impress people. Um, if you have like a bored ape, only people in Web3 are really going to know what that means. But if you have, oh hey, I have this cool Luke Skywalker, even if you're not a nerd, even if you're not really a fan of Star Wars, you're going to know who Luke Skywalker is. You're going to know Darth Vader. Buying a bunch of, and again, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a, again, like, talk against my investment here, Veve logo? Unless you know what Veve is, you have no idea what, like, the significance of that. Like, you just don't. But if you have I don't know, what's a good one? What's a really good one that I'm thinking? Again, the first Spider-Man on the watch. Oh, hey, that's Spider-Man. Everyone in the world, pretty much everyone on planet Earth knows who Spider-Man is. So you know, is that popular? You'd probably have to go out, find an alien race. Even them, I'm pretty sure, would love to read Spider-Man comics. He's just that popular. Luke is not necessarily on that level, but just very popular. Yeah, Luke will be 3,000 at some point. Secret rare, guaranteed. Big A says no. Oh, I disagree, Big A. I think it'll definitely be 3,000 at some point. Chaitanka says, OMI just dipped below 0006. I'm on Uniswap. Let me go and, hold on. Oh, it's 000604. I don't want to spend I spent so much money on OMI recently. Like, you guys know, I can't be buying this much. I'll wait until if it gets like 0005, 55, I'll go and buy more. You know, at this point, I'm just, my wallet hurts so bad. I'll keep y'all posted. Art Churro says the best part of that scene was that Rocket was trying to buy the gun and the arm. Like, oh, I'll get that arm. He will get that arm. I believe one day. Bill Gardner saying lowest mint I got from Baku is 1264. I was buying them all for $2 to $3 after the drop. Oh my man, I am quite happy for you. Yeah, and he's over $6 now. We got Ecomi Skywalker saying got Secret Rare Luke number 85 for $850 right after the drop. Good for you, man. Good for you. Dude, that's a grail. It's a grail. You cannot convince me that he is not a grail. Gotta love him. Gotta love the Luke. Gotta love the grails. Good. I'm really happy for you, Ecomi Skywalker. Moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah. Tell us Darkslayer. What up, Darkslayer? Says hold and sell some Aethers or craft them into gauntlets to hunt for low mints. Oh. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about low mints. I was thinking about the floor. I mean, in general, the Thanos Gauntlet is going to be relatively low minted. Like, I don't think they're going to get into the 4 figures. I don't think there's going to be 1,000. But that's for the Thanos one. The actual Gauntlet, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it'd be good for the vault. It'd be good for the showroom. I don't know if you'll get... You can, I don't know if that's going to be worth it. I mean, it probably will be. You are still lighting hundreds of dollars on fire in order to get that. What are the rare gauntlets? Let's see here. And we'll put in the eye. Let's put in the rare, and let's see what that is. That's the rare Eye of Agamotto is only $21. Wow, that one. The uncommon is 15. These have gone down quite a bit. So I don't know how many of those are actually going to get minted. It's a coin flip. Bill Gardner says, I think I'll be willing to pay 500 max for an empty gauntlet. I don't know if we're worth that much. Because the rare Eye of Agamotto are only $21. Now the Aethers are the one that's the big one because they're so much money. I don't know if that's really going to be worth it. We'll see. Tells Darkslayer, Aether and Orb should cost more than an empty gauntlet. You need them all to craft Secret Rare Gauntlet, but the supply is 3,800, 4,300, 6,500. Good point. Smarty Pants says 500. Oof, I'm banking on hitting on the drop. Maybe 800 to 80 to $100 on secondary for the gauntlet. For an empty gauntlet. I mean, again, if you're using the Aether for it, you're gonna have to go and sell that gauntlet for more than the Aether costs at least, because again, you have the other drops as well, or you have the other Infinity Stones as well. So I would say at least 200 something. Yeah. Smarty Pants, I don't think you're getting them for 80 to 100, just because again, you do have to go and light something on fire that is almost $200 by itself. So I would expect it to be at least 200, 250 maybe. Lagarde says, hope you're right. Prince Toby says, have you seen Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage? Or so you have seen Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, but have you seen Jones Legal and Daycare Services or Jones Big Truck Rental and Storage? I have not seen those. Prince Toby, find me on Twitter and send me that. Send me the stuff. Send me the good stuff. But you know what I mean. The Jones Barbecue, the Legal and Daycare Services. I don't know if I want to see this yet. Send me. That'll be great. Adam T. Hero says, Kryptoys live streaming now. They have influencers in the chat like iJustine. Oh, iJustine is really cool. She was a big YouTuber way back in the day, like over a decade ago. I haven't really seen her do much of anything recently, but again, she was a big YouTuber way back in the day. Richard Valinsky sending nudes and funds for Reese's dipped animal crackers. Oh my goodness. I have to go and I have to go and get Reese's dipped animal crackers. I don't know if they have them near me, but I will take a picture of that and I will go and get some. And I will get some, or I will move mountains trying. That is what I'm going to do. Of course, there's a horse. I don't know if they're going to Uber Eats. I can't do it right now, but at some point I will try and get some. I will eat some for y'all, because again, because of the movie that I'm trying to get super in shape for, super jacked for, I really do want to go and try to eat as much as possible. Oh God. Super, oh God. About my booty. Need some booty. All right, talk. 20. Oh God. More hiccups. I don't like it. David Yu had retweeted Akashvarma.eth saying, witness Patrick Hughes' breathtaking art seamlessly blending with the iconic wonder of the world, the Taj Mahal, leaving you speechless. Oh, and then that BV gold and silver logo. Oh, it looks so good. Baby, what is you doing? Oh, also, just for reference, every time someone does Super Chat, gonna take a drink. So thank you all for doing the Lord's work and helping me out here. One for the $2 one, and then one for the $20 hair one. Whew, that was a whew. Lordy, thank you for that. All right, hopefully that will get me a little more loosey-goosey. All right, moving on here. Oh, God, where was I? Yeah, Pepe, got it. All right, 500 drop, hope you're right. Oh, yeah, iJustine was really cool. So, Kryptoys, I didn't know they were streaming tonight. I know somebody had mentioned that they were going to stream. I'm not 100% sure when, though. Anyway, I'm not, like I said, not worried at all. Because again, if Kryptoys, with their limited budget, is getting people like iJustine and whatever other influences there are, what do you think Veve's going to get? I wonder. Anyway, Bill Garner says, yeah, that Luke rare is fire. Love the animation. Oh, yeah, he's really dope. And again, a lot of people were going off the screenshots of his face, and he does look quite a bit better in the app. The Medium art or the Veve blog post was just like, okay. Bill Garner says, I did get Secret Rare on drop, so I'm willing to pay more for the gauntlet. I feel you. M. Hetler saying, how high do you think OMI will go during the next bull run? I mean, I've answered this quite a bit, but I would say if you have... All right, just doing market cap. There are dozens. So I did a video, M. Hetler, like 3 days ago, and it was about all of the catalysts over the next year, and saying that, and I gave my price prediction there. My base case is 10 cents. Base case is oh, hey, probably should do this. Now that being said, if there are no burns at 10 cents, that's a $31 billion market cap. which is pretty high, but also not when you think about it. Again, you had Decentraland and you had Sandbox at a $9 and $10 billion market cap in the last bull run, respectively. So combined, that's $19 billion. And we have an audience that is many, many times multiplier than their audience is. CPI, KPI, it's all insane. And spend a lot more money on VV as well. So when you have a bull market in 2025, 2020, late 2024, early 2025, it's going to be much higher than the bull market that happened years prior. That's just what happens every single time. Now, granted, with that, you have seen, oh, hey, 3 years of bear market, 1 year of bull. Oh, okay, 2 years of bear market, 2 years of bull. And eventually you will see just a more even flow where it's not necessarily bull. You can't just keep having this ultra bull market where everything 50 and 100 X's. You know that the bear market's coming, you sell, and it goes down 85%. That's not going to happen forever. If it is, we're all just going to be billionaires by the time 2030 happens. But it will start to there will still be bull and bear markets, but it will start to get more evenly flowed. That being said, every single new bull market, you have so much more people that are coming in, and it surpasses the old bear at the old bull market at some point. So, like I said, if our KPI, CPI, everything is multiple times what Sandbox and Decentraland is combined, even if it's just a 2x, which is much more than that, that's a $38 billion market cap. So that's why I said a 10-cent OMI, which would be a $31 billion market cap, is my base case. And that's it with no burns. You're obviously going to have a 5.5 billion OMI burn when we have the OMI to gem, because we have to get that gem pool liquidity started. That's what they said. They're donating. Not only are they donating 1 million gems into that gem pool, so they're donating $1 million to that for us. They are also lighting 5.5 billion OMI on fire from their business development wallet. So that does come straight out of circulating supply. That's not the only thing they'll burn. They're going to burn more OMI as the years go on, because again, that business development wallet was for Veve to go and say, hey, we want to get this license. Let's sell some OMI and put sell pressure on that. So not only are they not selling that and not creating more sell pressure for the token, they're just straight up burning it. So again, you will see that at some point. What do I got here? I got someone have sent me a photo saying, oh, there's Punch. Gotta love Punch. Okay. And then we got what this? Pepe. Yep, Pepe's at a lot. Oh yeah. You got good on the Pepe. Hold on. My coins. So somebody sent me a photo with my coins. They have Pepe, AI Doge, Bitcoin, ADA, ETH, OPUSD, Matic, Near, Vet, Solid, OMI, and some other stuff as well. Pretty heckin' dope. We're gonna heart that. Anyway. Okay. So anyway, Matt M. Hetler. If we're talking about base case, my bear case is okay. Veveverse is a bust, and we get exchanges, but maybe we only get foreign exchanges and no U.S. exchanges, and U.S. government sucks, and maybe we only get to like 2 cents, which is still fine. I'll have like $3.5 million, give or take. So that's like my bear case. My bull case is if everything hits. If the Veveverse is a hit, if we have these amazing IP branded worlds that are also in there, if you have like the land sale while OMI is down and you burn billions of OMI there, you could potentially have 250 billion OMI. In which case, if you have a $100 billion market cap, you could have a 40-cent OMI. Do I think we should have that? Probably not. But again, people don't really look at market cap. People say, oh, hey, OMI, we'll get it down here. We can go to a penny. Yo, if we go to a penny, that's like 10x would be like, would be 0.006. So, like a 20x is like 1.2 cents. So they'd be like, okay, yeah, we could do like 17x. 17x, we go to a penny. Not that people would do that math. They'd be like, oh, we're at a penny. We can go to 10 cents. It could become that meme coin. It could become that status where people don't necessarily care about the market cap. Because again, a lot of people in this are first-time investors. They go and say, yo, 10 cents? Yo, we can go to $1. Let's go to $1. Not recognizing that market cap would be ridiculous. So yeah, moving on. Eddie Gonzalez saying, would you sell your secret rare Lambo for a secret rare Luke? I'm going to say probably, but I have to check. Okay, secret rare Lambo. How many of these were there? Only 640 of them. But take a look at the uncommon. How many were in the uncommon? 2950. How many on the rare? So 29 plus 2014. Okay, so that's almost 5,000. And the ultra rare's got to be okay, 1,000. All right. So, yeah. So I would say yes. I would sell the secret rare Lambo to get a secret rare Luke. Obviously it's not going to be 1-for-1. You're going to have to add in gems on top of that. Lambo is great. That's how you show off. But Luke is forever. That's people name their kids off like Lambo is really just for the upper class, like the 1%. Most people will never get Lambos. Now that being said, you can say, oh, hey, I have a Lambo. So a lot of people really would say, oh, I can't get a Lambo in real life, but I can get a Lambo in here, in the metaverse, whatever. So you do have a lot of that. That's for people's chance to get the Lambo. But Luke is like, there's like documentaries made about people going and saying, oh, hey, we saw Star Wars, and there's like 30 of them, combined 317 times. It's like, when Star Wars came out, you have zero idea how popular that thing was. And when the Phantom Menace came out, people were not ready. People had zero idea. I'll get back to that because I got a super chat from Ecomi Skywalker saying, another huge catalyst that would help for the next bull run is to not elect another Democrat clown. Okay, so first off, I will drink to that. That was a weak one. Okay. Second off, I will say, yes, generally, markets do like Republicans. Republicans are typically about economic freedom and saying, okay, we want you to, they want innovation. They want executives and business owners to go and make a lot of money so that they reinvest it into the economy and they grow their business. Because, again, if you're in America and you have innovation, yeah, that's really good for America. Now, that being said, where the Democrats, and this is why you need Democrats, is because, all right, listen, I get it. Okay, the dreaded 1%. They have so much and we have so little. I understand. But when you have capitalism, that rising tide raises all ships. I would much rather be poor in 2023 than be rich in 1980. Why? Yeah, you could be rich in 1980. Like, where's like your entertainment? Like, you have no like DVDs, you have no streaming, you have no TikTok, you have none of this like amazing comforts. Like, most places did not have air conditioning. When you were having I don't know, like, oh, hey, where do you want to sit in the restaurant? Smoking section or non-smoking section? It doesn't freaking matter. Smoke fills everywhere. You want to go in an aircraft? You want to fly a plane somewhere cool. Planes were not as fast in 1980 as they are today. When you have something like that and you have people, oh, smoking section, non-smoking section, it doesn't matter. You come home from a bar in the 1980s, you have to hop in the shower. Clothes are smelling like smoke. You have so much more comforts today in 2023 than you do that. So that's why capitalism good. However, again, this is why we need Democrats. And I don't want to get political, but you started this. How should I put this? The political strife that happens because the 1% continuously have this much, and the gap between the 1% and everyone else, it has been widening. And why you need some Democrats is because you need some people to say, like, hey, listen, we're for you. We're going to give you free this, free that, free whatever. And in an ideal world, you would not need that. You would just have everyone working, everyone having, that motivation to go out and get to what's theirs. But if you don't, if you have this large group of population, especially young men, that just think, hey, nobody's on my side, and the game is rigged, what are you going to do? If you cannot get any power, if you cannot get ahead in life, you cannot get women, what are you going to do? You're going to flip the board over. You are going to call it like a revolution. So you need those Democrats to like get a lot of these young men to stop. Again, what did you see in the pandemic? You didn't see rich people out there rioting. You didn't see like a lot more people going and lighting cars on fire, knocking over businesses. It was a lot. And that could happen on a much larger scale if there is no party there to say, hey, it's okay, we're fighting for you. So you need them. Now that being said, agreed. Markets like Republicans, markets like politicians that will just let the market run because people making money, good for them. Even though it is a lot of the upper middle class and 1%, or I shouldn't say that, it's a lot of the people that have patience that make that money. A lot of other people are just impatient. Anyway, that was a good super chat. So thank you for letting me explain. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, so Eddie Gonzalez saying, sell your secret rare Lambo for a secret rare Luke. Yeah, I totally would. I forget what I was saying before I went off on that super chat. Luke is forever. I would do it. But that's just me, not financial advice. Troy Paris says, I wouldn't, Eddie, but I like that collectible. I mean, I like that collectible too, but I also really like, I don't care about Facebook stuff. $1 Luke is a great, like, there are so many more all right, so here's what I was saying with Star Wars. There's documentaries been made about people, like the obsession they have with Star Wars. Again, watch that podcast I had with Nick Dunninger. Let me go and, I think it's just Nick D that I put on there. Randy Chavez, Nick D? Oh yeah, it's Nick D on Star Wars Pokemon Collect. So this is, and you can see he has like the things in his ears. He's showing off. Was that a Naboo Cruiser? No, it's not a Naboo Cruiser. He's just showing off like a Lego version of some Star Wars things. And again, this is what we used to do when we were younger kids. We had the Star Wars lightsabers. We had, I would be going to the midnight releases for the prequels, and I would dress up as Darth Vader. I'd have all the things. I don't have pictures of that, unfortunately. This was really before social medias. A lot of that stuff is, I think I had like a Razor. It might have had a camera phone. I'm not sure. Razor being, that was a type of phone that you used to get. I didn't show up to those things with like a razor blade. Anyway, also this is just a reminder, y'all can smash that like button. That'd be super great. Free would help support the channel. Okay, all right. Where was I? Yeah, the obsession with Star Wars is real. People like Lambo. They know what it is. It's just a way to signal that you have wealth, but Luke is forever. Anyway, moving on. Kobe Skywalker says, I got Secret Rare Luke for $85. Or I'm sorry, number 85 for $850 right after the drop. Thank you for the super chat. That's amazing. Good for you, mate. The Metaverse going and saying, don't have the Secret Rare Eye. Are you selling now or buying the stones for the glove and naked Thanos? I don't want naked Thanos. Maybe I do. I think that'd be really fun. And put Ant-Man up there. No. I would say selling now, burning the stones. I sold most of my stones. I don't have them anymore. Why? I didn't know we were getting Secret Rare Thanos. I was like, okay, I'm sure we're going to get a gauntlet. How many people are going to want a gauntlet? And how much is that going to be? Is the gauntlet going to be like $600? I don't know. So I didn't, and then when I saw Secret Rare Thanos, I was like, oh man, I hecked up. But I did sell them already. I did get some other stuff. A lot of sub 100 Marvel Mighties, which apparently might be the move. I don't know. They haven't technically announced anything. The only thing that they've said for the Marvel Mighties is no, we must protect them at all costs. Twice. Ecomi Skywalker says, I would 100% sell a Lambo for Luke. You kidding me? Yeah, obviously, Ecomi Skywalker, look at the name. He's obviously going to sell that. So great minds think alike. Ecomi Skywalker. OmiToken.eat says, I have Captain America number 57 People don't realize how little of number even 10,000 is with adoption and popular characters. Everything goes in cycles. So you have the number 57 Captain America Marvel Mighty? If you do, that's great. How much? And Richard Volinsky, thank you so much for the super chat saying sending nudes and funds for the Reese's dipped animal crackers, dude. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for that. I will get them if they are here, and if they are here, I will get them and I will eat them on live for you, Richard Volinsky. Super chat from Turtle saying, "What are your thoughts on Mr. Real? What are your thoughts, Mr. Real? Randy Chavez. Secret Rare Eye number 420. Burn, keep, sell now, sell later." Okay, so first off, thank you for the super chat, and I will drink to that. Cheers, mate. These are so good. All right, anyway. Well, let's take a look at the Secret Rare. I think it was at, what was it, $700? Let's take a look. Agamotto Secret Rare. Yeah, $6.99. It's not really a thin floor. The floor is pretty packed. $6.99, $700, $700, $715, $720, $725, $730, $735. So there's a lot that has to happen for it to just go up to $750. Just only an increase of $50. Really not that much, less than 10%. It's like an 8% rise. I don't think that's really worth it. Let's see here. But number 420, which is a meme number, I would equate that with a sub 100. Wow. These sub 100s are... You can actually get a sub 100 for $900, number 93. This is hard. Because I don't think people necessarily care too much about the sub 100, because it's not like, oh, hey, I'm burning a number 43 Secret Rare of Eye of Agamotto. That means I'm going to get a Secret Rare Thanos that's number 43. That's not it at all. It is going to be random. You could sell a really crappy mint number and get number 41. You could burn the number 41 Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto and get a really crappy Secret Rare Thanos. So you do have that to consider. 420 is cool, and there might not be that many Secret Rare Eye of Agamottos left after this. So I don't know what it... But again, I do think that this does take a big hit. Even though there's going to be much less of them, I think this does take a big hit. I think this... I don't know. I mean, the difference is between the Marvel Mighties. Marvel Mighties, the ones that dropped like 70%, was because those weren't... You didn't have to burn a Namor to get a Secret Rare Shuri. Or you didn't have to burn any of the Marvel Mighties for the Ant-Man in order to get the MODOK. You just had to go and... keep them, and you get the other ones. For these ones, you actually have to burn them. So the drop-off might be a bit less. The drop-off might not be this 50 or 70%. They might only be like a 25% drop. I'm really not sure. Bird in the hand, obviously, worth more than, one bird in the hand worth more than, three in the bush, whatever. That's a nice mint. And I'm sure these will actually be worth a decent amount in the future because, again, a lot will get burned. A lot of people will come and say, again, both of these movies made over $1 billion. I think Endgame was even actually the highest grossing movie of all time. So people know what these are. These are really, really good. And it's part of an epic story. And it's possible that you do have more of these being used in the future. Because, again, right now in Marvel Comics, Thanos is crafting a 7th stone called the Black Stone. So it's possible these might even have utility in the future. Just because Disney had said, oh, yeah, we're not going to go and give you anything with utility. We have to announce utility before then. Again, Marvel is their own separate company. So they could go and say, yeah, we're gonna give these even more utility in the future. Like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see. If we go over burn, if you burn it, okay, it's gone forever, but you get a cool Thanos. If you keep it, it'll go down short term. What happens long term? I don't know. Sell now, you lock in a decent amount of those funds. Sell later, it depends how much later. So I hope that helps. Now where was I? The store says Aether is way over 200, right? How much? I feel like I went to the Aether before, and I keep on. Oh my god, I keep on. I don't know why I can't type on this. All right, Aether, it's 216, so it is pretty, yeah, it is pretty up there already. Mike H says this aggressive selling of OMI can only last so long. Unless big whales are going to step in and dump hard, the average Joe is way underwater with their OMI investment. It just makes no sense to sell now. Yeah, agreed. Now, again, you do have people that just get frustrated. And again, the night is darkest just before the dawn. All you see is people saying, "Oh, we're going to 0004. We're going to, we could even go less, 0003." Some people even saying 40s. Obviously, those people are idiots, but again, some people that are new to investment, if you go have somebody with just a little bit of knowledge, they can be like, "Oh yes, I believe that OMI can totally go to 0004 and even below. If you have whales that are just done with the project and, Veve not answering questions, they can totally go to 0003, and that's when I'll scoop up." Those people are really just the ones that are looking to pack their own bags, fund the project just so unsuspecting people, just because, again, they have a little bit of knowledge, they can go say, "Oh, this person knows what they're talking about. They're, whatever, X, Y, and Z." And they go and they sell and they dump. And unfortunately, some people will do that. Other people will go in, they'll buy a bunch. Again, I have a text message that I'm going to read you guys. It's from about a week ago. I have gone on and talked about this before. I have put it in a video, but it says, "Randy, this is Blank's brother-in-law, Blank. I met you at his house." I actually met him a couple of times at his house over the past year. He's a really cool dude. I don't know what I can say, but he's a VP of a major company. Anyway, it says, "You helped me transfer my OMI to a secure storage. I was reaching out to give you a quick update. I had bought a Veve logo, X number, for $3,450, and I deposited another 10K into Coinbase to buy more OMI. This will get me up to 212 million OMI. I'm starting to think that I have," and it goes on from there. But I'll say this though. If I go back to January, if I go back to the beginning, back to when the earth, the sun, the stars. Sorry, I just look every stuff. Anyway, that person, brother-in-law of the person that bought me to a place in the world on a private jet, they know what the fudge they're doing. They know what the fudge they're doing with finance, with stuff. And again, why bring me over there? It's, "Oh, hey, Randy, yeah, you know a lot about this stuff. Help me get my OMI." Again, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're technologically inclined. I am working with a whale right now that has a couple million OMI. He's like, "Listen, I want to buy more." He's like, "Listen, Chavez, I want to buy more, but I just don't feel good about." Oh, who is this? Never mind. He says, "Oh, Chavez, listen, I want to buy more OMI, but I don't feel comfortable. I don't know how to get it out of my trust wallet. I don't know how to, if I have Bitcoin on Coinbase, that's one thing. I get it, and I could sell it. I could transfer to PayPal. It's easy. On Trust Wallet, going to Bitforest, I just don't know what it is." So obviously, it's pretty hard for a lot of people, even if you are a whale, just to go and get a Google Authenticator, get a Bitforex, and set up trust wallets. It's really difficult. And the whale that I'm talking about, the one that, he talks like he's been smoking for years, even though I don't think he really does. Not cigarettes anyway. He's like 50 years old, and it's just hard. So a lot of these other whales, they kind of need some handholding to go in. So whales know a good product when they see one. Most whales, again, when do you make most of your money? You make most of your money when you're in your 40s. You don't really hit peak income until you're in your fourth decade of living or fifth decade of living in your 40s. First decade is 0 to 10. Obviously, you're super young, can't really make any money there. Second decade, when you start working, is 10 to 20. And third decade, oh, hey, you can start actually get a big boy job after college, after doing whatever. Fourth decade, 30 to 40, you really hit your groove. And then in the mid 40s, again, kids are a little bit older, wives, whatever, and then you get to really go and make that money. You get to really get that bread. So, yeah, people that are in their whales, that are most likely in their 40s, they know they've been around the block multiple times. They've been through so many different financial crises. They can smell which way the wind is blowing. Whales are not selling. They're only buying. That is not financial advice, just what I'm throwing out there. And yeah, I get it. I don't know why you'd sell when you're underwater. If you just say like, "Hey, listen, I lost my job, I lost this, I need to pay for surgery," and whatever. Okay, I get it. You that is more important than OMI, maybe. Um, yeah, and most other people have families. Most of the other influencers out there, they have families. They're a family man. I have the luxury to not have that, and I don't have to be like, okay, if I do this, it is gambling with my family's future. Again, I don't have that. I'm a virgin. No, I'm not, I mean, maybe I am. I don't know. It's a rumor that's going around. Am I? Am I not? Who knows? Have you ever? No, that's true. I had a girlfriend on the podcast once, just because we're anyway. Yeah, I would say, if you've held this long, why not hold another couple months? Like I said, the night is darkest just before the dawn. OMI says OMI to the moon, 0.33 plus this incoming cycle with utility and exchanges. Well, 33 cents would be dope. I would, I'm not going to lie, at 33 cents, I'm going to sell 50 million OMI on the dot, like right there. I obviously will keep 100 million just until the end, until we reach $1. But, at 167 million right now, and I'll sell 17 million on the way up to a penny. Or I really don't want to sell until after the new year. Especially the farther we get into 2023, the less I'm going to want to sell. Just because you're going to have to pay taxes. If I sell right now, I'll have to pay taxes in 11 months. I don't really want to do that. But if I wait until January, I won't have to pay taxes for another 15, 16 months after that. Anyway, I just farted. Antihero says, I hope you're correct. Veve needs to pay some of these influencers. I don't know if they necessarily need to right now. Again, when you have Disney and all these other companies on your payroll, you don't really need to go and pay influencers on YouTube. You could just have you could have Disney go and say, oh, hey, QR code. They've had QR codes on their stuff for quite some time. They've had it in the She-Hulk episodes. They've had it in Moon Knight episodes. And they've had it in just on their Disney app in general. So there's really nothing stopping them from going and putting an app or a QR code for the Veve app. Again, just my opinion. Pumpkey says, if OMI goes down another 70%, will you buy more? If OMI could go down another 10%, I'll buy more. It's really not. Let's see where we're at now. 000601. I want to buy more so badly. Feeling good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right, baby. I'm gonna have the best second night of my life. Sorry. Moving on. Comey Skywalker says, how much OMI you guys holding? Currently 167 million. I will get to 170 before the end of the month. Originally, it was supposed to be before the end of the quarter, but again, I did go back to work. I do have a little bit of funds coming in every now and then. Now, I do have a bunch of stuff that I also have to pay for, but OMI is definitely one of the most important things. And most likely we are down here for a couple more months. Now, again, any little announcement could pump it, but you never know. Telestork Slayer says, all crypto cycles happen during healthy economies. This time it's a bit different. Yeah, that's the other part. We've never had a bear market in conjunction with a recession, with a deep recession, with hyperinflation. So everything's really kind of hitting it at once. And again, the US government isn't really too happy with crypto. They're purposely not giving people regulatory clarity so that they can go and say, oh, we'll wait for them to do this. Say, no, you can't do that. Again, that's why Coinbase is considering moving to Singapore. That's why nobody really suspects the SEC. That's why they are feckless. Again, nobody respects the SEC. They do not. Nobody respects Gary Gensler. They do not. Anyone that says otherwise is lying. Moving on. Mike 8 says, I know nothing is guaranteed, but let's all be honest and use our big boy brains here. If Veve drops Pokemon during the bull run, that alone will take us past all-time highs. It's really that easy. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, David was talking yesterday. I was supposed to mention this literally at the beginning of the video. David was talking yesterday on Veve Magic Stream. Shout out to her. She always gets the most amazing people on her videos, on her streams. Just shout out to her for doing an amazing job. Anyway, David had gone on and monologued a little bit. Mr. MC1 was on as well, saying, because Tina and Rudy, they were going on and saying, oh, we have the lowest set completion, as in they have the whole set, matching set for the Miles Morales. They have the rare, they have the ultra, they have the secret rare of number 46. It's the lowest completed set of that type. Like, there's nobody that has the matching 43 or 42, but they have the matching 46, and Mr. MC1 had gone and said, "Oh, wait till we have offers on the app. Mr. Rolex will go and offer you like 10 grand for that." I think that's actually like a $30,000 set. I wouldn't sell that for less than about that much. Anyway, David had just kind of laughed and said, "Ha ha ha, yeah." As in when someone makes like a really lame joke on text and say, "Ha ha, yeah," because you don't really have a good response. David kind of said that as in like, "Hey, I don't want to confirm this, but I'm not going to lie and say it's not coming." So that basically does confirm that offers are coming. So that was one of the things that David had gone over. Another one of the things that he said was, oh God, what did I say? I know I wrote this down somewhere. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Find it. All right, where you at? One day when the light is glowing in the castle golden. Where did I not put this anywhere? Oh, and all right, so he got an email, David, saying that marketing can start. They said they might announce it later, but that was yesterday. They haven't announced it yet. They might wait until after the Star Wars day is over. The Star Wars week is over. They might wait until after Guardians next month, or I'm sorry, next week. They might wait a week and give us some time next week that they might go and give us the A-OK on marketing. He also mentioned that he is friends with a whale who's in her 60s that lives in Australia, and that they want to go and have her come to an event if they do an Australian event. So I think that would be really cool. Another thing, he was just monologuing at the end of it, and just God, go and watch the last 30 minutes of Veve Magic's video, where David just goes and speaks for a while. It's he's like Yoda. How do you not believe in him? How do you not like believe in the good side of the Force? He's so. I would die for that man. Like I would. Anyway, yeah. So Pokemon. David has mentioned in the past multiple times. Once even last year on Lori Brenner, Queen Vivi's Twitter space, saying, yes, we are in negotiations with Pokemon. Now, nobody knows how long the negotiations have been going on. They could have been going on well over a year now. We have no idea. But then he had confirmed earlier this year, he says, yeah, the Pokemon negotiations are actually doing really well. He was on Queen Vivi's Twitter space again earlier this year and had said, yeah, the negotiations, I think, are going really well. There's no reason to really say that unless they actually weren't going well. You don't want to lie and say, hey, I think they're going well, when they're actually not going well. So yeah, the sentiment, and again, I'm sure Pokemon has seen some of these videos, and I'm not just saying of me, probably of a bunch of people as well, and they're probably all thinking, hey, the consensus is that all of these other companies, even with some big IP, like Nickelodeon, like Hello Kitty, they're really not doing too well, and it seems like, if you want to try and make your own platform, and other people have tried that before and it failed, that's literally the definition of insanity, going and doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So if they want to go and have a winning formula for a guaranteed success, they're going to go and become part of Veve. Again, that's just my analysis on the situation. And yeah, one announcement like that, millions coming in overnight. Or was I? Ecomi Skywalker, thank you for the super chat, saying another huge catalyst that would help for the next bull run is to not elect another Democrat. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I would. Yeah, Republicans like free markets. Republicans like to have the economy run. So yeah. Moving on. Jordan Reed says, Mr. Randy, how you doing? Mr. Krabs, come see your new employee. I'm doing really well. Thank you, Mr. Jordan Reed. Again, I have 167 million. Jordan, you got to catch up. Catch up. Come and surpass. I want you to get 200 million OMI by the end of this quarter. I want you to embarrass me. Jordan, I want to be rich small by your OMI stack. Do it. Mike 8 says, let's also think for a second about this. If we didn't have top IP left to drop, why would the drop system matter? Why would people use MCP to buy bronze tickets if what we have left is trash? Oh God, hiccups. Agreed. What we have dropped now is, excuse me, oh my God, hiccups. What we have dropped now is great, but we have some other stuff that is still yet to drop. We have some other greater stuff that's still yet to drop. And again, if we can get that Pokemon, my good golly gosh. Now, I'm not saying we necessarily need Pokemon, but it could very well play out like this. Pokemon could say, hey, we're going to do stuff on our own and on your website as well, on your things as well. I don't know what would actually do better. I actually don't. Probably the stuff on Veve, just because they have their own, kind of marketplace here. whereas already a built-in audience. But Pokemon's also, it's hard. Are people go? It's really hard for the masses to try to get onto another NFT platform. Most, again, like I said, that's why most of them fail. Yeah, I would still put my money on Veve. But again, we don't actually need Pokemon in order to stay successful. We're already successful. Turtle says, another awesome show, best live TV out there. Why, thank you so much, Turtle. And thank you so much for the super chat saying, what are your thoughts, Mr. Rio? On Secret Rare, number 420, burn keeps on out. And I did go over this before, but I will go over it now again. If you have the options here for the, let's say, burn, you go and you light a special mint on fire. You're never going to get that again. And neither will anyone else, but you're going to get a Secret Rare Thanos. It'll be dope. If you keep now, short term, it'll go down. But in the long term, it's a really dope mint. Someone will buy that for a lot of money in the future. The sell now, you can lock in some profits, and yeah, you lock in your profits. If you go and you try to sell later and you don't use that to burn for the Thanos, Secret Rare Thanos, you go and, you have that chance of it really not recovering to this price again. Who knows? But again, you do have a really special mint, so I like that. Troy Paris 76 says, Mike H, let's hope that Pokemon happens at the exact right time. I would hope so. I mean, Pokemon in general, you don't necessarily need to time it. You just need to go and say, hey, we have Pokemon. And people go nuts. I really would like them to announce that later this year and say, hey, guess what, guys? Early 2021, Pokemon. You will see a gem squeeze like you've never seen before. It's going to be great. Crazy Dan 420 says, that Turtle, protect the 420 at all costs. Dude, I love Mace Windu. It's like, protect the Senator at all costs. And it's something from like 15 years ago. It's insane. Smarty Pants 187 says, I want transfers back because I want to be able to do a few giveaways from my personal collection. Guess my generosity will have to come later. LOL. Yeah. We will get that in the future. I don't know when. I don't, but we will get a version of giveaways. We'll get a version, so especially for us, because just be able to go and say, "Oh, hey guys, we're out here and we are ready to go and give stuff away." Hold on, I have a Kryptoys, like for your entertainment though. Mighties on Veve? No. Mighty like character on a new platform. Kryptoys is insane. That's hysterical. I don't know. Anywho, moving on. Troy, Mike H says, ha ha ha. Yeah, Troy Perez, I hear you. I got faith that was weird. I got faith that they are waiting to capitalize its announcement for the perfect moment. Why drop it now in a bear market? Would be the worst thing that they could do. Yeah, I could picture them waiting for end of the year. Star Helix says, what's up, Randy? Hope all is well. Did you sell the fridge for OMI? Star Helix. My bae. One of the first people to ever come on my fridge. That sounded horribly wrong. One of the first people to ever rent out space on my fridge. He was one of the guys that had said, oh, hey, yeah, I'll do it. And if you want Star Helix, you can rent out space on my whiteboard. I didn't sell. I happened to move Star Helix, and when I moved, I couldn't take the fridge. It was a really wild experience moving. My landlord had snapped, like actually snapped, and there's nothing that I could do. Some mental issues going on there. I did a whole like 30-minute live stream about it. It was nuts. Anyway, thank you for showing up. I miss you, Star Helix, and I hope you're doing well. Message me on Twitter. Let me know how you're doing. The Metaverse thing. So do we have to buy the glove in the market or on the drop? Well, you could buy it on the secondary market, but you have to go and burn stuff in order to get the glove. You have to burn it with, I think, the uncommon to get the glove, the ultra rare or rare, whatever it is, to get the one Thanos, and then the secret rare to get the battle mode Thanos. That's what you have to do. But again, I'm assuming people will go and sell it on the market. Arn Sargent says, in my opinion, Lambo is interactive, and speculation on that should be more fruitful than Static Luke. I don't know. I think Lambos are better long term, and maybe we'll get a better face looking Luke. Veve racing to the moon. So Ryan, I would say yes, it is speculation, because We have a bunch of vehicles on Veve. Why would we have vehicles if we wouldn't have some form of racing game or transportation mode in the Veveverse? I think we do get that eventually. It wouldn't be that hard to go and say, because again, unless you're riding in like an Optimus Prime or Bumblebee, and unless you're like a Transformer, these cars aren't really going to change. The cars stay static. It's just the wheels that have to go round, 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 round. Dude, look how fast my fingers go. Sorry. It is the wheels that just go like that. So I would say, yeah, Lambo could be great. It could be really dope to have one in the Veveverse. But Luke is forever, man. Luke is just... Sorry. Sleepin Comics says, I need one of those big boy jobs. Sleepin, you have the biggest boy job. The biggest boyest. You got that. I love you, Sleepin. NFT Hero says, they just said the Kryptoys are interoperable. I'm certain that they're I don't know. Again, I'm not really sure what Flow blockchain is, but I'm certain you could have, when they say interoperability, maybe self-custody, self-storage, or maybe they'll be able to go on other platforms. I don't know. So the Star Wars drop will be interoperable. Star Wars, yeah, okay, yeah. I said it a couple times. Says they also confirmed a lot more Star Wars drops. Yeah, I imagine if you have the license, you might as well go and mint or print as many as you can, just because it's Star Wars. People are going to buy it regardless. How many people do? I don't know. Are they going to be from? Are the people that buy them going to be from Veve? Probably. Again, they did go and hop in a lot of Veve influencers' DMs, and not all of them, like me, had declined. Some of them are going to say yes. I'm not going to do that because I don't believe in the platform yet. Could they go and become a dark horse and be like, oh, hey, these have some really cool games. These have some really cool things. Yeah, sure, absolutely. But until it's proven, I don't really want to go and try to promote something that, I'm not 100% sure about. But again, other people, if YouTube is kind of what they're doing full time, if they, use this really as a means to pay rent or whatever, then, you got to get that bread. You got to go and do what you got to do. But again, I'm not 100% confident in them at this point. If they do have a really cool game and they do have something that's fun, then I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. But until that time comes, I'll steer clear. Ecomi Skywalker says, I don't think that work like Ryan. It's Luke Skywalker, for God's sake. I mean, it's kind of both. I mean, Luke Skywalker is cool, and maybe you have him as like a skin in the Veveverse if you have one of his collectibles, but I don't know. I mean, you can't ride on Luke in a race. I mean, I guess Luke could use the Force to run really fast, but I wouldn't say that having him in a race is viable in a racing game. You can have him in other stuff, but maybe just not a racing one. Anyway, Greg Fogarty says, Randy, got 136 rare on the drop. Woo. Question for you. If you had a guess when we burn NFTs out, does that change the math on the top 5%? Like if a top 5% was burned, would that change the top 5% number? That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think it does. I just think that top 5%, like again, we don't actually know the numbers, the mint numbers that are held back. We know the first 40 are held back, but let's say if the top 5% of a drop for MCP points is like 115, if numbers 114, 97, and 68 were held back, it doesn't say, okay, now the numbers that you need are up to 118. I don't think it works like that. I think it's just that whatever the top 5% are, they are. So I will take a picture of that. I will go over in a video, but I just don't think that's what I just don't think that's what people are thinking of. Oh, Biscuits. Biscuits says, happy Star Wars Day. Love you too, Biscuits. Now, where was I? So I will end this in just a little bit, in like a minute or so. I just want to say, smash that like button one last time. That'd be really great. All right. Anyway, it's a little late now. I don't want my friendos to be like, Chavez, shut up. Star Helix says, hey, what happens on the fridge stays on the fridge. Definitely, man. I have been lurking when I can, but I'm never able to be around for too long. I'll hit you with the DM soon. Thanks, Star Helix. You the man. I heart you. Lots and lots. Like tater tots. So we'll go and get some comments from the YouTube studio. It's been probably an hour or two since I've gone and taken a look at this, so I'll see what people have to say. Oh no, that was it. I'm done. Huzzah. Like I said, I will go live tomorrow. The only reason why I wouldn't go live tomorrow is if I'm seeing a Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy movie. If I do see that, I might just see it Saturday and then go live on Saturday night. And then they might go and announce it at some point. I don't know. I'm curious. They usually do announce it, I think, the day that it comes out or 2 days after it comes out. And we usually get it a few days later. So I'll see what happens. I would like to say thank you, everyone, for the super chats and for being here today. And I don't know who else. I have to take a look at that Kryptoys and see who else, what other people are on there. Ryden Sergeant says, appreciate you, Randy. Have a great night. Thanks for your time and answering all the comments. Yeah, of course. That's what I do. And then I'll take the night and I'll chill and I will go work out in the morning. It's going to be a good time. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for all the super chats. They mean a lot. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Veve. Meow, meow, meow.